Hello people, I want to read to you from Philippians chapter 2, continuing from what we've said for the last couple of days. And this is the advice that he gives to his people. This is what Paul is saying. Do everything without complaining or arguing, so that you may become blameless and pure children of God, without fault in a crooked and depraved generation. That's a good description of the world today, isn't it? In which you shine like stars in the universe as you hold out the word of life. You know, in Matthew, Jesus talks about us shining our light, as a light upon a hill cannot be hidden. He says, you are the light of the world. He's just declared himself to be the light of the world, but he too shares his light through us to the world around us, this wicked and depraved generation. But here's what I think about this light thing. Where does this light come from? He says, you will hold out the word of life, and the word of life will be a light to the people in the world around you and will shine really brightly. We asked the question, where do we get that from? Well, let me give you a very simple and childlike, maybe, sort of explanation. I wonder sometimes, I want you to use your imagination and think for a moment of the stars and the sky and the sun and the moon and the earth. And one day they're all having a conversation. And the earth is saying to the stars and the sky, and he's saying, man, you guys are quite bright at night. And the stars are saying, yeah, we're pretty bright at night, eh? And Venus is saying, you know what, I'm the brightest star, for goodness sake. I am the bright and morning, I'm the star that is the first out there. I'm the first star to shine, and I'm the brightest star. I'm the main star in heaven. And then some of the other stars would have said, well, yeah, okay, but this is what we've been doing. We can do this or we can do that. And they're all comparing to see who the greatest star is. And then the earth may pipe up and say, hey guys, yeah, you guys have got a little bit of light, but you can't compete with the moon. And they're saying, what? The moon? That little pockmarked thing there with all the blemishes on it, looks like somebody with a terrible acne. It's got a, you know, and it's got all this awful stuff that, and gosh, you know, do you really think that moon can compare with us? And then the sun will say, yep, you have the glory of your own. But all the moon has to do is to reflect the glory of the sun. You see, the moon has no light of its own. It's just a very plain, if not apparently insignificant star. But man, what would we do without the moon at night? The moon is the cause of so many things. It's the cause of the tides, and it has such an impact on the world. But when you look at the moon, this poor star that has nothing really going for it, it's of all things the most humble out there, and yet it has the greatest impact, not because of what it has, but because of what it reflects. See, all the moon has to do is sit back and relax. And the moon is the happiest entity out there in there, because the others have to generate their own light, but the moon just sits back, he chills, and he just reflects the glory of the sun. And I think, isn't that kind of like us? We strive and we search so hard and we work so hard to be the brightest shining star in the sky, and yet there's the moon, who's just as chilled, as unimpressive as anything to look at it from close by. But man, does he have power at night. He is by far the most powerful force on the world. He's got the brightest light, and without him we would be in a lot of trouble. All he has to do is be who he is and just reflect the glory of the sun. Now, it's a silly little story. I just made that up. I did hear something about it some years back. But you know what, people, isn't it like us? You know, let's stop striving. Let's stop trying to be the brightest star in the sky. And let's just chill and relax in the knowledge that God loves us. And we love him. And we can chill in that knowledge and just reflect his glory around us. And it will have the greatest impact in the world. It will have the greatest impact for eternity. So often, people like me put so much pressure on you to shine brighter and to do more and to be a greater influence in the world. Ignore people like me. Just reflect the glory of God in your life, and you will fulfill what Jesus said of letting your light shine upon the hill. Let your good works be seen by all men. And that's a corporate, as the church gather together. As individuals, we hide what we do, the left hand not knowing what the right hand does. But as the church, when we corporately join our lights together, man, we can make a huge difference in the world around us. I hope you understand that, because it takes a lot of pressure off us. Just reflect Him in everything you do, and the glory will be seen. Have a good day. Bye now.